Why do people think it's cool to have the loudest car possible? First of all, I think I speak for everyone when I say that if you have a car that has jet engine level decibels, whenever you rev the engine, everyone in a mile radius hates you. To the people that have cars like this, why do you do this? Attention, validation, trolling. To warn the guy fucking his wife that he is arriving so he doesn't need to catch her cheating. I think South Park answered this question eloquently with motorcycles. My ex was a reformed gearhead who said he used to drive obnoxious trucks when he was younger. I asked him if girls were impressed by it, and he said it was mainly to impress other men. I am going to go against the Reddit grain on this one. I remember putting cards in my wheel spokes as a kid to get that feeling and noise like I was on a motorcycle. It wasn't for anyone else's attention enjoyment but myself. It is hard to describe why we like the sound of a revving engine. It's like asking someone why like a certain smell or color. I don't even have a loud exhaust on my car, but I will turn my head when I hear something sporty down the road. That said, there are those out there just to be loud for the sake of being loud. I do have a loud bike. And you can kind of have the best of both worlds. I installed a valve that while doing 30 makes my ex-house quiet, respecting neighbors and keeping everything civil. And if I go on a mountain road, on a track day or do sports bike things, if I accelerate hard, valve is pushed open and it gives you the full experience. It's a mix of adrenaline, driving experience, sport. The roar of the engine is just part of the experience. You just don't want that while going ROD in YPUR neighborhood. I think the new Elantra N that can change how loud it is at will is the way to do it if you wanted that. It seems super neat to change it if needed. Because from the driver's seat it sounds like wee wee. W-E-E-E-E W-E-E-E-E Car guy here. We don't. To us, the sound of a good engine is like music. We don't do it to be an asshole. Most of us only do that kind of thing on a main road. Stopped at a light in the middle of the day or car meets. The second we hit a neighborhood, the valve's close and we try and be as respectful as we can. Simply put, we just like the sound of nice engines. I wish their mufflers could be turned around to be right in their ears. Not facing rearward where they only hear 1/10 of what we hear. They do it because they think it sounds cool and don't care what other people think. When I daily drove my Mustang in the late 90s earlier, it was very loud because I loved the way it sounded. Now that I am much older, I am not a fan of loud cars but understand why people have loud exhaust. Attention. Obsession with importance. It's a competition with motorcycles to demonstrate who hates humanity more. Loud engines that are loud because of their makeup. And not that someone has fucked around with his tailpipes on a Corsa sound good. That's literally it. Most people I know don't give a hoot what bystanders think of their engine. They just like hearing it. It's why the V10 BMW M5 is so universally adored. It had the best sounding engine. Some people just enjoy sports cars. The ones that sound like the car is mega farting with explosive diarrhea down the street are the Worst. That oral version of truck nuts. Dopamine. I once got a hole in my muffler that I couldn't fix for about a week and I freaking hated driving that week because it was so damn embarrassing. I don't understand why people would want a car to sound like that on purpose. Hard to say. But no matter how much bass you have or how loud you turn it up, it will not bring back your mama's tit. Because it adds an extra kick to the adrenaline. People turn their head and look at loud noises instinctually. These losers think they're looking because they're impressed. They literally don't know how different, but it feels good to have people look at them because in their life they're usually ignored. Insecurity. These inconsiderate fuckers have told me it's because they enjoy the sound. I have to wake up at 4:45 a.m. every morning because douchebag likes the sound. Let a young black teenager bump his 12 subwoofers at 4:45 a.m., and I bet my white trash neighbor calls the cops. It's cool when they do it. But not when others do it. Awful. Little dick human beings. It's for passing people going 5 under in the fast lane. They pass them and go AK 47 on them. Wham bam bam pop pop bam, or at least that's what I have observed. Honestly, the cars with loud noises at low speeds just sound like their car is struggling and has to work extra hard to hit 15 miles per hour. It sounds like it is broken. Well, they do sound cool, but since they do it when you're just trying to chill at home, it becomes the worst thing to hear in the world. When you're in the car and you're going fast and hearing it go, it's a lot cooler. It is selfish and they are being disruptives assholes, but you do usually only have to deal with it for a few seconds. Some people love to impose their will on others without much fear or retaliation. Loud cars. People listening to music without headphones on the subway. People having speaker phone conversations in public. People walking slowly in front of car in the middle of the block. Heck. Loyalists in Northern Ireland marching through Republican cities. They're all just a fuck you all. What you gonna do about it? Actions. Usually born from a feeling of powerlessness in the rest of their lives. Teeny tiny bits. I'm too poor to get it fixed skull. Because I don't think you speak for all. I live with a patio next to a small road commonly used for cars to test their acceleration. I just love hearing cars and bikes go all out and hear the engines soar. It's like a special moment and you just stop what you are doing and listen to those cylinders create engineering music. You'll just love my cars. Cope. Fast cars are expensive, loud exhausts are cheap. Because you obviously have never been behind the vehicle of a big engine with a gnarly exhaust. I always just figure that they're whiny redneck assholes who are just demanding attention. Usually the scene from the movie 10 Things I Hate About You comes to my mind. Look at me SMH. Small wiener. They're the children who never learned not all attention is good attention. Attention mostly. I don't have a car, but I like the idea of a loud V8. Mostly for self-satisfaction. People don't. Dickheads do. They want to let all the other cocksuckers know they swallow. Could also be due to performance upgrades. My car isn't ridiculously loud but would definitely be annoying to neighbors if I started it early in the morning or came home late. Don't daily it. Used to never be loud until I installed a new downpipe.